From the deep dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikitas, Tabitha, and Greebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we teach you how to play the game.
That was Nikitas. I'm Tabitha, and here's Greebog.
Computer, run program, Fleet Action Report, episode 250, Into the Fire. The war begins.
Ooh.
Everyone that came to listen us record this, thank you. We appreciate all of you. That is support enough. Though, if you want, you could be like Tabby and use your Prime sub on us to help us financially, or you can give us a regular sub. We don't discriminate between the two. Either way. And if you don't like giving Twitch money, you can go and over to coffee and buy us a cup of coffee at ko-fi.com/jerrybog, and that will help buy us a cup of coffee or stuff or ships, whichever happens first.
Put those Bezos bucks to use.
Nice.
Tabby, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
Well, it is I've got one of my finals completely done. Today was the final crit for my photography class, and everybody loved what I did. Like they were they liked my stuff. Like, they were gushing so much that I started blushing, because I took one of my earlier photo shoots, and I took all the feedback that I was getting, that I was given on it, and I just delivered this amazing final shoot. And just everybody, one of the things everybody commented is wow, you actually listened to the feedback and then you incorporated it and made it look amazing. And even the teacher was just glowing. So it's very, very, very nice when you get that kind of response. But otherwise, I've got my English comp final due tomorrow, and my web art and design final due on Wednesday. And then it's summertime.
Summer? You gonna go
then,
party then?
No, I'm not going to go party. But next semester, I'm learning from. I learned a big lesson this semester, and that's I took one more class than I actually have the capacity for. So this entire semester, I've just been pushing myself to the limit to stay get caught up and all that stuff. But I did it, and I've got amazing grades, and I'm gonna make sure to not take on so much next semester.
Okay, so this semester you took what, 5 classes?
I took 4.
Okay, so next semester you'll take 6.
Yes, because that seems like a perfectly reasonable amount, number of classes to not burn me out and turn me into a gurgling mass of blob. But Nikitas, the other student here.
I am done for the semester. I took my last final today. I passed everything with B's or better, so I'm pretty satisfied with my grades. My anatomy was my weak point, but it was a condensed anatomy class, and it was pretty challenging.
So condensed anatomy is where they take all the guts from a cadaver and jam it into a tight ball and have you try to figure out what it is?
Exactly, yes. Actually, you're not that far off the mark, figuratively speaking. The class was supposed to be 16 weeks long. It was supposed to take the entire semester, but an error caused me to get kicked out of that class, and when they fixed the error, they couldn't get me back in. So instead, they put me in an 8-week course
Oh,
that is self-guided, which means I don't even have any face-to-face time with a teacher. It's all on me to just read and memorize everything. It was a big ball with everything squished together, and I'm supposed to be able to identify all the parts. Isn't that far off the mark? At least that's the way I felt. But I passed with an 80%, so it's a low B, but it's a B, and I'll take it.
I mean, that's good.
I did find some time to play STO and to work on the show notes. Now for the next 3 weeks, I'm clear, and then the summer semester starts, and I'm taking another full load of classes. So,
oh,
we will
I'm
see how that goes.
sorry.
It's thank you, I appreciate that. But one of them is a clinical, so I mean it's an all-day thing, but hopefully I won't have a ton of homework from that one. The others I have 3 different nursing lectures, and then I'm taking anatomy 2. But my anatomy 2 is face-to-face, so, and it's supposed to be an 8-week course, not 16 condensed into 8.
Face-to-face anatomy. Oh yeah.
So that means
hopefully-
once you're done with the face-to-face anatomy, you'll be able to do the what they did in the movie Face Off.
That would be really cool. I could accept that. Just be able to trade places with somebody at will. Yeah, sure. Anyway, Greebog, how's your week been?
It's been a week. I'm trying to. I don't really real life. I don't really remember much of what happened in my week. It's easier for me to really to track what I've been doing in games. Because there's achievements and things that I you can get done and whatnot. Like my WoW raid team, we are doing fairly well. We're working. No, I think we got heroic, one-armed bandit down now. So I guess now we're working on the heroic Mugsy. That'll be our.
Did you take his other arm?
Yes, and we beat him with it. Or I mean, it has some of the best. That's the one thing I do have to commend Blizzard for is the naming and the design of a lot of the loot for the Goblin raid is pretty impressive and spot on. So one-armed bandit drops a mace, a 2-handed mace that is called Best in Slots, and it's most people's best in slot weapon. It even has an intellect on it, so like my elemental shaman technically wants to get a hold of one, which is weird to me. But yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. It's a nice whimsical turn in WoW, and I think the game needed that. Because, like, oh, hey, big bad, that's been going on for decades in WoW. And here we have, like, oh, hey, you're going into a goblin raid, and it's all kinds of silly, whimsical, goblin-y goofiness. And it's a good change of pace. But anyway, I've been playing also quite a bit of STO, working on my... accolade guy. I have him. I think I'm got him pretty good. I think tonight, once we're done, I'll be able to get him the temporal anti-proton beam array, which will complete the multicolor rainbow accolade anti-proton build.
Now, in that temporal one is a literal rainbow beam.
Yeah. Someone gifted me a Sir Stumbles a lot. He gifted me a fluidic anti-proton beam For those that don't know, it's a pain in the butt to try to get those. I opened up like a bunch of the weapon boxes that I had accumulated, and so most times, or what they've done in more recent times, when a weapon pack is put into a lockbox, they make it so when you choose whether you want beam array, cannons, or a ground weapon. And so that way you kind of get to pick what you want. Well, the fluidic box, there is no choice. You open it, you get one of whatever can happen. So you can get a turret, a beam array, or ground weapons, and it apparently is really hard to get a standard beam array. I think most of the stuff people got were because some people also tried to help me, and we got a bunch of dual beam banks, turrets, cannons, and lots of ground weapons. Yeah. So that was a challenge. But yeah, and he is going through the reps. That's where I'm getting the temporal anti-proton beam array, because that's a thing. But I've been working on him, getting his reps up, getting him geared up, set up. I do want to get a console. I think the Lobby sale ended, so I'm gonna have to wait until another one comes back around. There is another console I want to grab. Yeah, the Lobby sale. I thought so. There's a console in there that has more flight turn rate, and also, well, here I can go back in here and show people what I'm talking about. Because it's the tachyokinetic converter. It does flight turn rate. It has some control expertise on it. I don't really care about that, but it also has crit chance and crit severity. So it will help his damage, but it also will help me get that clump ship turning. Gotta get it turning. Because default it's like only got like I think I was averaging around 10 to 14 degrees per second when flying around. There were times I was pushing it to 66, but that was when special procs were going off. But I want to get the low end higher. So yeah. That's enough about me. STO, they have some stuff going on now. There's a 20% bonus Zen and Zen sale. Now don't be confused. There's two different things going on here. And it's now until May 21st that you can, when you buy Zen through Steam and Arc, from what it was saying. I didn't know Steam gave the bonus Zen, but I guess that you get 20% bonus Zen. There's no discount on the price. It just, you get more Zen when you buy the Zen.
More Zen for your Zen?
Yep. Now Epic, since they sell in packs, similar to the way consoles work, with buying Zen, since it's a pack, they can't change the size of the Zen packs, so they are getting a 20% discount on Epic stores. And then also the Xbox and PlayStation are also having a 20% discount as well. Again, this is now until the 21st of May. So if you were looking to stock up on some Zen and going to spend some real money, this is the time to do it, because you get more bang for your buck. I know sometimes people are like, hey, I want to get some Zen because eventually when there's another sale, I could buy something. And this way you can get, I don't know, stock up. And speaking of sales, there's a bundle sale right now. Now until May 11th, 35% off on all ship bundles and expansion bundles. Some of the bundles I didn't think they would include because they aren't really... Normally they say like, oh, ship bundles that don't include this or that do... It does include starter packs. Starter packs are in here. Whenever in question on a sale that we mentioned, check the on sale tab in the Zen store. It will have everything in there. But like if you were waiting to buy the anniversary bundle, because like they only give I think it was like a 20 or 25% sale when it initially went into the game. Now it's a 35% sale. You can get it cheaper than the suckers that bought it right off the bat. Darn those suckers. Oh wait. Like here's something I didn't think I'd see in here, but it's considered a starter pack. It's you got the Elite Services starter pack, which if you were going to get more inventory slots, bank slots, bridge officer slots, and wanted some retrain tokens, this pack gets you all of that for a decent price.
The Tholian Trouble event is still going on. It ends on the 27th. You can run one of 2 TFOs to get your daily progress, the Azure Nebula Rescue or Vault Ensnared. The reward is the Tholian Shock Trooper Radiation Cannon. I don't have it yet. I just hit my halfway point today. The camp out I went on this past weekend kind of threw things off as far as that goes. But people are saying that it's a really good ground weapon, especially for AoE. Yeah, I'll find out here in another week.
A great way to think about it, from what someone said, seeing it being used, is that think of it like it's a ground version of Cannon Scattered Volley or Fire at Will.
Oh,
it'd be fun. You also get 3 TFO reward boxes that will give you either a specialization point or an enhanced universal tech upgrade. And you'll get a one-time reward of 25,000 dilithium ore. This is part of the year-long event campaign, so after or while you're completing it and after you complete it, you can keep getting progress on the year-long event to try and get that done or close to it. And that's it for the news. Our primary target, so we started a new thing last week where we were going to do a deep dive, kind of run through on all the episodes in the game in the order of the factions as they were released. So Fed, KDF, Romulan, Dominion, in that order. And we still haven't decided yet how we're going to handle the episodes all 4 of them get. I guess we'll find out. So we ran the first 3 episodes last week, and we're going to continue on from there. The first episode that we are going to run tonight is still in the Klingon War arc. This is called Secret Orders. Now, Secret Orders, how do I put this? Originally, when STO came out, the Klingon War arc was a lot longer. There was a lot more to it than what we have right now. There were episodes where Section 31 got involved in the war and kind of kidnapped you and showed you how the Romulans and the Undine were possibly manipulating things from behind the scenes to keep the Federation and Klingons at each other's throats, etc., etc. All of that has been removed. And because of that, Secret Orders is now the first episode in the entire game where your character gets directly involved in the Klingon War. The episodes leading up to this, it was more kind of standard Federation stuff.
So
Yeah.
now, when I first started, that kind of caught me as a surprise because it's like at the point we leave the Star Trek universe in the series, they're like the Klingons in the Federation are at peace, and then we start up STO, and it's like suddenly we're fighting the Klingons again. It was kind of jarring.
Well, even the original version of STO didn't really explain that real well. You had to read the lead up. There was a document that released called the Path to 2409, and it explained in there like the breakdown between relations and kind of the backstory to STO itself. You can still find that document, but since a lot of the episodes have been removed, it's largely null and void at this point. Well, not entirely. That's not right, because even when you make your first character, your first Federation character, like the Borg show up, and the Borg are the big threat, but it talks about the Klingons, like there's a war going on, and how annoying it is that the Borg are showing up now. But all through the tutorial, you're dealing with the Borg, and then the first 3 episodes outside of the tutorial, you're dealing with the Undine. Now, the Klingons do show up in the first episode with the Undine, but they're not really there because of the war. They're there because of the Undine on your ship. So you get to secret orders here, and this is the first time where your Federation captain is being told to do something directly related to the war. In this case, as you'll see, we're going to be sent to rescue some. I'm sorry, we did research and rescue. What is this one? Let's see.
Secret orders.
Right, we're going to go to a secret Klingon weapons facility and try to stop their weapons manufacturing. I had to read my notes real quick. I apologize. Are you guys ready to go ahead and start this?
Do we need to match levels?
I am level 20.
Okay, so yeah, now I'm already out at the start point. So if you all want to come out here so we can do the matching.
Yep, I had to grab the mission. On my way.
Well, and they've reworked some of these missions, which we'll get to one of the other ones, what they've done. And that's where some of these, like, if you're a Delta recruit or a Temporal recruit, there are special things that will give more lore on how outside forces are manipulating things.
I jumped in. Are you guys coming?
Sure.
Oh, look, there's a heart.
All right,
over here
I'm
in the
beginning.
clouds. All right,
Not an
Tabby.
ordinary gas cloud.
Tabby, you get to read this one.
Oh, I get to read this one, huh? Thanks for. Okay, so we got Lieutenant Kayla Vanziel. I think this is the first time we actually see her, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks for having me along, Admiral. I look forward to solving this little mystery with you and your crew.
As do we, Lieutenant.
Right, to business. Long-range sensors are picking up several Klingon battle groups. They appear to be placing self-replicating disruptor cannon turrets throughout this region of space. If we don't take out those cannons now, this entire asteroid belt will be bristling with Klingon defenses.
Thank you for the suggestion. Anything else?
Well, the composition of this nebula will make maneuvering at high speeds impossible. In addition, the briar patch contains pockets of Metreon gas. The gas is highly reactive to weapons fire, and it could be very dangerous. Starfleet recommends that we keep at least 4 kilometers away from any of the gas clouds. This should keep us safely out of range if one of them happens to ignite.
Keep a distance of 4 kilometers. Got it.
However, the gas can also be used as a weapon. Do you remember the Riker maneuver? No, not the one with the chair. If we detonate the pockets of gas when the Klingons are close to them, they'll do a lot of our work for us. Admiral, as you are aware, the Metreon clouds in this system require us to maintain a low impulse speed or risk damage to the ship.
You sound like you have an idea.
I do. It's a little on the radical side.
All right, let's hear it.
I think if we modify the Bassard collectors to filter out only a percentage of the Metreon particles, then we could use the excess energy to go to full impulse without risk to the ship. Not exactly sure what that percentage might be, though.
I am not a science officer, so
I am.
go ahead then.
For science, I think that might work. My calculations put the filter rate at around 68.2%.
I can't click it.
I clicked it. So,
It's gonna let me do it. Nice.
so if we have science in here, I did not know that that mattered. We can go to full impulse.
Oh. that's a
Or we
Klingon
could
ship.
just shoot them all and yeah.
Every time I go through this mission, I just shoot everything, including especially the Metreon gas clouds. I don't want to be bothered with it, with like maneuvering around them, and sensors are picking up an energy signature near the large asteroid. Looks like defensive turrets guarding the facility on the asteroid surface. Judging by the layout I'm reading here, there's a KDF military research station built into the asteroid. I think it's worth investigating. Our Klingon friends are up to some mischief in that base, I'll wager.
See how close I can get.
This is kind of fun.
Reading it.
Yeah.
I like being able to go to full impulse in here for once.
I do too.
Excellent. The defenses have been neutralized. We should be able to proceed. With your permission, I'll join the away team. I believe they're standing by awaiting your orders.
Beam to station. Down we go. Now, the section we just ran through was called Entangled in the Briars. We went to the system, we destroyed the turrets, we defeated the defenses, and now we're beaming down to the station. The next section here is called Captive Study. We are going to go to the research facility, rescue the captive scientist, and Delta recruits have the option of searching the computers for Iconian weapons data.
Darn those Iconians.
Iconians?
I am not a Delta recruit. I'm not any sort of recruit on this character.
Actually, this character is a Delta recruit. I'm on a different character than last week.
Okay. I thought the name looked different. And the ship.
Boy,
Yeah, I'm
this
trying to
load
get
screen.
the Calm Before the Storm trade unlocked.
There you
Heads
go.
up.
That's a good one.
I'm reading several Klingons in the area, but my tricorder's also picking up 2 additional life signs ahead. Hostages, perhaps?
That was a big explosion. Just had to let them know we were coming, didn't you? I'm going to step back this time.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's fine.
The heck am I carrying as a cat? All right, Agamus.
You can be Agamus, that's fine. I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but ask fast. I'm going to the shuttle bay and getting out of here. Greebog,
Right.
you want to ask the questions?
Thank you. These Klingons have had
Oh,
me designing
I was-
weapons for
oh.
them at disruptive
I went to the other
points.
person.
The scientists who finished their
I
research
see
are
that.
taken away.
Thank you. These Klingons have had me designing weapons for them at Disruptor Point. The scientists who finished their research are taken away. We're the only 2 left. Both scientists are safe. Thankfully, I suggest we locate those weapons now. We can set up explosive charges and remotely detonate them when we return to the ship.
Good idea. Let's find those weapons. Let's talk to this other doctor real quick here. Dr. Kavra, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but ask fast. I'm going to the shuttle bay and getting out of here.
How did we get here?
I'm an independent researcher.
I'm an independent.
Word
Oh,
got out
they're
that an
talking.
interested party was paying a lot of
Oh.
for simple projects.
There's a voiceover. Can you turn that up, Greebog?
Then I got here, found out the Klingons were my new employers, and the good deal was work or...
Because they can only hear your screen, right?
Yes. They should be able to hear it.
There used to be about 20 of
you'll
us
probably
working
have
on
to go
various
through it.
projects. As people completed their work, they would disappear. I heard one of the Klingons say that my time was up. You got here just in time.
What do you know about Ambassador Bavat?
Bavat is the one
Or
running
Bavat.
this whole operation. I
Bavat?
overheard him say he's keeping the Klingon Empire
That's
strong
a
by
name
prolonging
that we don't
the
see
war
too
with the
much anymore
Federation.
in this run through.
He thinks that unless the Klingons have an enemy on
We
which
used
to
to run
focus
into
their energies,
Bavat a
they'll
lot.
fight amongst themselves and tear the Empire apart. I kind
think
of
that's-
he's right.
Most of the next episode.
He hasn't let much information slip, but I know that he found some sort of device abandoned in deep space. He wants to use it in an attack so horrible, the people of the Federation will demand that Starfleet take revenge. The fighting will continue for
If we get
years.
there.
He's talking about he's got a weapon. All right. What are you going to do now?
I'm heading for the hangar, finding the first ship that will fly and getting out of here. I'm done working for Klingons. Some of them are honorable, but Bavat cannot be trusted. His desire for war with the Federation has blinded him.
You're now done with working with the Klingons? What do you know about the weapons here?
The Klingons are planning something big. They have been forcing us to design weapons. They want improved disruptors and torpedoes for their ships. But there are prototypes of some of the new weapons in the laboratory here, as well as
Trigger happy
schematics on
finger.
the base computers. If I were you,
Would you click?
I'd destroy the
specific
prototypes
house
and
out?
the
To
schematics.
continue and
Neither side needs that kind of destructive power.
okay, now rescue both, then destroy the experimental weapons in the main lab. All right.
Apparently, the Klingons have been asking for weapons that can pierce solid neutronium. In the Star Trek universe, neutronium is the hardest metal, and Starfleet has yet to design a weapon that can pierce it. But that's what the Klingons are looking for. I wonder why.
You're looking for a box. There's loot boxes. Like here's a crate. Sometimes they don't normally have much, but if you want more shield charge, power cell type stuff, definitely things in there.
Especially if you're a fairly new player, having that kind of just stuff lying around, then can be very helpful.
In this room, you'll see that there are 4 big torpedoes.
No, there's 5. There are 5 torpedoes.
There are 4 torpedoes.
And you're supposed to go around and put some charges on them to destroy them. Spatial charges, to be exact.
There's a computer core nearby. Let's see if we can upload its contents to your ship's computer. The data we find may give us insight into how the Klingons are planning to use these weapons. We may even find hints of Bavat's ultimate plan.
And now we're being ambushed.
We were being ambushed.
Well, thanks, Major.
Who ambushes the ambushers?
We have the data. Preliminary analysis indicates... Hold on. Something's happening. Sensors are picking up a Klingon vessel leaving the facility. We could really use you back on the bridge, Commander. I'm only a commander, so.
Yeah.
Face to face at last with one of the Federation's greatest officers. I've read much about you, though I'm not as impressed as our intelligence agents are. After all, you were rather easily led to this system by a few well-placed pieces of bait.
Oh, them's fighting
I've
words,
had
buddy.
Targs with more sense. I have everything I need from the research station, but I must say, humiliating a Federation war criminal is, as the humans say, an added bonus. Try to stop us if you must. However, I won't think poorly of you if you walk back to Earth with your tail between your legs, there to whimper at your master's feet.
He's really.
You have lost this day. Victory is.
Never mind bravado, Admiral. We have more immediate concerns. I'm reading several Klingon ships on sensors. Looks like they're attempting to escape the system. It looks like they're trying to use the asteroid belt to mask their warp core signatures. If we hurry, we should be able to intercept them. Oh, we can't go to full impulse anymore.
Well, apparently not.
Boo.
Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
I don't have the ability to
Face to face.
Incoming
at last
transmission.
with one of the Federation's greatest officers.
Oh.
Excellent work, Admiral. Bavot won't be getting his hands on those experimental weapons, and we've recovered a lot of actionable intel from that base. I've transmitted the data we pulled from their computer core to Starfleet Intelligence. Here's hoping it gives us the edge we need to bring an end to this conflict once and for all.
And that's it. Depart system.
I've read the
Alrighty
after-action report filed by Lieutenant Van
And the
Ziel.
rewards aren't
Pity we weren't
anything
able to
super
apprehend
great. I mean, the
Bavot, but I'm
dilithium's
glad
nice.
we shot that
but,
weapons facility down.
Out of the
Nicely
other
done.
options,
As for that weapons research the
Eh?
Klingons were conducting,
Yeah,
Admiral
great.
clearly says you're the right officer for this
That's
job.
a directed energy distribution manifold, which is good until you can get better. But yeah, of those of the rewards, I would pick the manifold.
Oh, we got to get better at reading our notes here. So, in the section where we were planting the bombs on the experimental weapons, there would have been a temporal agent probe in that room, had any of us been a temporal agent. And then the rest of it was exactly as you saw. You destroy the escaping ships, you blow up the spatial charges, and you get your reward. Yay. We're not going to be able to run a third episode, guys.
it's fine.
We'll have to save that for next time. The next episode is called Doomsday Device.
Doomsday.
Starfleet believed that the Klingons were testing their new weapons in the Imaga system. We have information that now leads me to believe that these testing programs are for something much bigger than a new kind of torpedo. Starfleet Intelligence has received message from someone claiming to serve in Ambassador Bavot's personal force. This source says that the ambassador's research is complete and that he is planning on using some sort of doomsday weapon on Federation worlds. My aide, Lieutenant Van Zyl, will join you for the mission. Go with her to the Dania system. Bavat and has a small supply base near one of the outer planets. Our source, a man named Kavalk, says that we will find the information we need to stop Bavat there.
Admiral
Aha.
Quinn says
Now we know what we're doing, or something.
Yep. So we can begin.
Wait, we are doing this one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless you need to leave.
Oh no. I thought somebody said that we didn't have time.
For a
We'll run
third.
Oh,
This one's going to take us past our 11 o'clock cutoff, so
it's fine.
we won't have time to do the start of the Romulan arc. We'll have to do that next week.
Reading and all the information takes longer. Though I highly recommend first time y'all play through this that you do, because there's a lot of good story there.
Or you can just watch us.
Whichever you find more entertaining. Captain,
They obviously have a voice actor for Lieutenant Van Zyl. I wish they would have just done the voiceovers. Go ahead.
Captain, we have arrived in the Dania system. Starfleet intelligence told Admiral Quinn that they have a contact in Bavat's fleet, and that he is one of these vessels. I was expecting some sort of coded transmission, but I'm not receiving anything. It's time for direct approach. Captain, I recommend that we disable one of the Klingon ships and board it. Ha.
You know, you were almost doing a Kirk inflection there.
It's the Starfleet in me, or something.
Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
There you go, guys. Everyone can have a nice electronic eddy.
A plasma tornado, whatever the hell that is.
The parked ships cannot be destroyed at this part of the mission here.
No, they can't. And if you've got auto fire set, then you will just keep on shooting at them, and the mission will never advance.
I triggered it. I got it. Okay.
How can I help you?
Yeah, it used to not be that way, but
There, she said,
if
how can I help you?
Admiral, I'm coordinating with the boarding party's movements. The teams are reporting that the Targ was running with a skeleton crew. There have been a few skirmishes already, but you shouldn't have too much difficulty securing the ship.
All right, moving right along. Look at all our people beaming in. And yet my away team can't come with me.
I'm sure it's safe to just shoot randomly in a direction and spray everything with
Your orders, sir.
damage.
The deck you're on is secure, but Gamma Squad is reporting that there are a few Klingons left on the bridge. The Klingons have locked down the turbo lifts, but now that we hold main engineering, we can take control of the entire system. The turbo lift near your location is operational. Use it to get to the bridge, and it'll transport security teams to support your advance. Wait, so why can't you just transport us to the bridge?
Right?
Whatever you need, sir.
The bridge and the rest of the ship are secure, sir. And the remaining Klingons are being transported to the brig for holding. Commander Burgess was sure that there was information on the ship that would be valuable to us. Perhaps since it's in the ship's logs? There should be a terminal in the ready room. Maybe you'll have more luck finding what we're looking for.
Captain's
Cutscene.
personal log. I have been betrayed by my first officer, a man I considered my friend, Kavok. Why? He and a group of traitors tried to take the ship. Kavok is the only survivor. There is also evidence that Kavok sent a coded message to Federation space. I do not understand why a warrior I have trusted with my life would do this. He tried to explain, but I do not need to listen to the words of a traitor. Let him rot in the brig. Ambassador Bavat has ordered me to bring him to the Imaga system for questioning. Kavok will die screaming. It is not an honorable death, but it is the one Kavok deserves.
That was almost touching for a Klingon.
I won't speak to you through a force field like a caged animal. Let me out and we can talk.
You did a nice Klingon voice there.
Yeah, that was a very good Klingon.
You are my enemy, but today you are my only hope. I will redeem my honor. I was once the
Why were
first
you in the
officer
brig?
of this ship. I served the House of Bavat loyally and well, and fought by my captain's side in battle. I thought I was living an honorable life, and then I learned what Ambassador Bavat's plans for the war were. I could not let Bavat do such a horrific thing. To unleash such a weapon upon the galaxy for his own ends is the act of a coward, not a warrior. I gathered a small group of officers who thought as I did. Our plan was to take over the ship and fly it to the Imaga system. There, we would either stop this doomsday before it occurred, or die in battle. I tried to take this ship. I failed. Now I am dishonored, and I must redeem myself or die. Do you have more questions?
Why did you contact Starfleet Intelligence?
When my plan to take the Targ was discovered, I knew I had to act quickly. Bavat has much more than the experimental weapons from the base in the Briar Patch. He has a planet killer, a ship of such destructive power that nothing can stand against it. He intends to use this Doomsday machine to attack Federation worlds. I find myself in a strange place. To regain my honor, I must join forces with my enemy. I sent a coded message to the Sol system.
Why do you think
and
Bavat
hoped that
is
the
doing
right
this?
person would hear it. Do you have more questions? Bavat is obsessed with conflict. He believes that the Klingon Empire will stagnate and fall into degeneration and ruin unless they have enemies to fight. Without war, Bavat believes that we will destroy ourselves. Bavat found the planet killer, and he ordered his scientists to learn how to control it. Now, he plans to attack and destroy one of your worlds. The Ambassador knows the Federation wants peace, but if there was an attack where billions died, would something so heinous make you want revenge? If he succeeds, the war between our peoples will be endless, and Bavat will have won.
Tell me more about this
Do you have more
planet
questions?
killer. Am I going
It
too
is a
fast
ship
for you,
with
Bob?
no crew.
Nope.
Its hull is solid neutronium.
good.
It fires beams of pure anti-protons, and fuels itself with the hulks of destroyed planets. Weapons are useless against it. The planet killer is ancient. I have heard stories that your Starfleet defeated a device similar to this long ago. I hope that you will be able to defeat this one as well. Do you have more questions?
Where did Bavat find a
It was a
Doomsday
floating
machine?
hulk deep in the Taang Nebula.
Where did he
Ships from
find
his
it?
house searched for months before they found it. Bavat claims to have knowledge of the future. He says that is why he knew the planet killer would be found in the nebula. Its location was forecast. I do not know if this is true. If our actions cannot change our path, then are we imprisoned by fate? Was I destined
Now
to
see,
lose
this is
my
interesting.
honor
He had
and
knowledge of the
betray
future.
my captain?
Oh,
you have more
I wonder
questions?
The
how-
missions that explained that have been removed.
Well, and here, the next question. Bavat had knowledge of the future?
So he claims. I was once one of Bavat's most valued officers, and he told me much of his plans. Bavat said that centuries ago, there was a temporal Cold War. Factions from the future manipulated people in their past like pieces in a Klingon game, each trying to change history for their own ends. Agents from one of these future factions, the Nakul, came to the Klingon Empire in the 22nd century. They tried to gain my people's loyalty by revealing much of what was to come. My ancestors listened and recorded all that they were told. Then they spat in the Nakul's faces and sent them back to their own time empty-handed. Even then, we would never be willing slaves. Since then, the knowledge that the Nakul offered in trade for servitude has been preserved by a small cabal of Klingons. This organization ruled from the shadows, using what they knew, what was forecast, to guide the future of the Empire. Bavat is the last. He has no sons, and trusts no one. When he dies, all that came from the Nakul dies with him. Do you have more questions?
What was your plan to stop the attack?
Bavat had a plan to stop the Doomsday Machine if he ever lost control. This ship is equipped with Hak-Peng torpedoes. They have a greater yield than any weapon currently used by the Empire or your Federation. The planet killer is hidden in the Imaga system now. My plan was to fly to the system, disable Bavat's control over it, and then use the weapons on this ship to destroy it. Do you have more questions?
Why can't we simply send a fleet to Imaga to stop the Doomsday Machine?
Bavat's forces have total control over the Imaga system. To keep any ships but those loyal to him away, Bavat has installed a series of generators that maintain an energy drain, much like the Breen weapon that disabled ships during the Dominion War. Bavat's ships have been modified to withstand this drain. Any others that approach the system will be helpless.
What should we do now?
Do you have more questions? Help me. Repair this ship and we will fly it to Imaga together. Then we can disable the energy drain so your fleet can enter. With your help, we can destroy the Doomsday Machine and end the threat to your Federation.
How can I help you?
Tabby, you're up.
I'm receiving a transmission from Earth's space dock for you. Priority 1. I'll patch the message through to you. You can use the terminal in the ready room.
Okay, back to the ready room. Come on, Kavalk. Another cutscene. That's the situation here. Your
Do
orders?
what you think is best. It's risky, but Kavalk may be our best chance to stop Bavat and this planet killer. I'm notifying all available ships to change course for Imaga. Once the energy drain is taken care of, they'll move in to support you. I don't need to tell you how important it is to stop the Doomsday Machine before Bavat can use it to attack populated worlds. Millions of people are relying on you to save them. I know you can do it. Good luck.
Captain
Yes,
Lex
Captain?
to Lieutenant Vansel. Send a repair team and bridge crew over immediately. We will be
Understood.
using this ship.
I'll join you shortly.
All systems are operational and we're ready to depart, Admiral.
Let's go to Imaga.
Imaga.
And now we get to fly not our ship. And I was just kicked out.
And I was just kicked out. Transform to incorrect puppet.
That's interesting.
I'm an incorrect puppet. I didn't know I was a puppet.
I'd rather be a Muppet, honestly.
I guess let's... an error occurred while transferring this character to its destination map. Would you like to save... No, let's try a normal login. I'm stubborn like that.
Yeah, normal login, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine.
I'm monitoring communications from the planet.
Okay.
They're not calling for ships. So
we're not in
either
group
they haven't
anymore, though.
noticed us, or they think we're supposed to be here. We're safe for now. But
I can... Let's leave the system.
We need to scan one of the generators maintaining the energy train to get all the information I need to finish a new command program. Be careful. Bavat trusts no one, not even his own men. He may... system even I don't know about.
Yeah, keep talking, buddy. I left system.
Right, matching level.
We have to
I
get
do
to...
not have a continue button.
That's because we have to get to the Amaga system, which we can either transwarp or fly to. It's right here.
I gotcha. Why do I have control of the Dania system?
Apparently, I was put in a different sector than you two. Okay, I have the continue silent running.
Yeah, I found it. I'm clicking the button.
Hang on, I don't have it.
And then it gave me another transform to incorrect puppet for slug out.
I wonder, like, if we
can only have
it.
one of that ship.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's interesting. We haven't ran into that before.
So, I guess I might be taking a clip of this.
I'm monitoring communications from the planet.
Oh, hey.
We need to scan one of the generators maintaining the
I'm in
energy
group.
train to get all the information I need to finish a new command.
Oh, I wonder if we just all have to load in separately.
Bavat trusts no one,
maybe.
not even his own men.
Just found a bug.
He may have defenses.
Hello, Undead Priest.
Even I
Hey,
don't
Undead
know
Priest.
about.
We just found a weird bug.
All right.
We need to scan generators. That's what we're going for now. He gave us a big talk about tell us to go scan the generators. Sorry, we were talking over it because we had the bug.
All right. Well, let's go scan the. We can do that, right?
Oh, I have no one in station slots.
Yeah, they do this thing and then just expect you to be able to. Okay.
I don't know who to put in another seat. Sure.
Sure.
I don't know that it
Matters?
really matters.
That works. Now, one thing about this mission is that it's as soon as you do any scanning, things decloak and try and kill you.
Cutscene. Evoke, what attacked us?
Drones?
Drones!
What must have upgraded the security? Scanning the generators now. I have the data. We will need to load the control program into all 3 generators. After that, we can change the command codes from a terminal on the planet's surface.
Oh, the character animation in these early missions is not good.
I got this one if one of you wants to jump on to the third one. No, never mind. I thought I still had to scan it. I guess not.
Oh my, indeed. Undead.
The generators are under our control now, but your ships won't be safe until we lock Bavat and his forces out of the command consoles. I've equipped your away team with holo projectors, and they're ready for the mission. And Captain, remember that you're a Klingon now. Try not to look too out of place.
Remember, we're a
No.
Klingon now.
Try not to look out of place. Yeah. So this next section is called In Plain Sight. We're going to go down to the planet's surface. And down here somewhere is the Temporal Agent temporal probe. But none of us are agents, right?
Right.
The objective
You
here
need to look
is
at my
simple.
stance.
Find a control console and change the command codes. Then Bavat won't be able to stop us from shutting down the energy drain. There are 2 consoles. The Alpha console is staffed by an officer who might be willing to negotiate. The Beta console, let's just say that Commander Talk prefers
The guy in the
not
background stepped
to
in some
talk.
targ dung.
The soldiers here shouldn't challenge you, but be careful of the Targs. The holo emitters won't fool them. I have another task to complete. Meet me back here when you are done with the command codes.
Okay, here we go.
How many of us just charge through and kill everything?
Where are you going?
Well, sneaking is not as easy as it used to be.
It depends on if you pull out combat pets. If you pull out combat pets, you can't sneak. Because your combat pets will just start attacking.
Well, that's fair. Maybe it was the combat pets.
It's like, I've gotten all the way up the hill.
Janeway's just attacking everything, so...
Well, then there's that. The duty officers typically are just on aggressive.
Captain, I've been monitoring your progress from the ship. You are very close to one of the control consoles. There are Klingons where you need to go. You will either need to convince them to leave their post, or find other means of getting access.
For those that noticed, I am not a cat, even though I have used my cat charm, but I am running as fast as a cat.
Access to this area is restricted. Out of my way, soldier.
The Empire. No one is allowed to use
I'm
this
fighting.
death to the
So much
enemy.
for being willing to compromise.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Remember that clip a couple years back of like the lawyer who showed up via Zoom with a cat filter?
I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat.
I'm at one of the
see your
consoles.
Meet me back at the ship. There is still more to do before this dark day ends, and my honor is restored.
Oh, we're supposed to return to our ship.
I don't know if you guys did you get the pop-up with Kavalk?
Yes.
Okay. Then I won't read it. 'cause they
Someone's
should have
still
got the
fighting
voice
all
over.
kinds of stuff and things. I'm getting points and
Yeah,
experience.
I got attacked.
I like how I'm running like I'm trying to hold something, but I'm not holding anything.
I'm want to jump off.
It's a
cliff.
feature.
Well, here I used the cat charm again, and it showed me as a cat briefly, and then I immediately went back out of cat.
No, I love this view here of the bird of prey.
Yeah, and it gives you like a real feel of scope, of size. So I kind of wish there were more ships on the ground like that, where you could run around. I get most ships don't land.
Did you get the cutscene?
You
Yes.
stumbled into my trap in the briar patch like a blind Grishnar cat. And here you are again, luring Starfleet ships to my testing grounds. The Doomsday machine will destroy them. It will create glorious, endless war and strife. And it is
Wow,
all
dude.
possible because of you.
No! I will not allow you to dishonor the Empire with your thirst for blood. We face our enemies as warriors,
Why
Bhavat. We
are
do
our
not massacre
holographic
innocents
images
with
better
machines
than
of
his
death.
model?
There are no innocents. There are only the strong and the weak.
Are you strong enough to fight your own
And the weak shall
weapon?
perish?
I have destroyed the device controlling
Very
the
close to
planet
that, isn't
killer.
it?
No one is safe.
This isn't over.
Unfortunately, he
Warriors,
is not an undead.
attack! Joel, Ichu!
Bless you.
he even wiped his nose on his sleeve.
So I'm holding a weapon? I'm not seeing undead.
Captain, Klingon comm traffic just spiked. Bhavat's forces have lost control of the Doomsday machine,
Yeah, he
and they are
sneezed-
scrambling
he
all
sneezed
available
on
ships
us.
to try to stop it. I've been in contact with Commander Burgess. Now that the energy drain won't affect our ships, the Starfleet task force is inbound. We need to get back into space as soon as possible.
But like Tabby has the Shaq's cannon. I'm standing like I'm holding Shaq, like something like Shaq's cannon. But I'm not.
It
Oh,
force locked me
Transform
out
to
again.
incorrect puppet. Puppet.
Okay, you're in. I'm normal. I'm trying to go. Let's see. I'm
let's
trying to
try
do the one
something.
at a time. Oh nope, it sent me out.
Here, let me invite you.
Accept. Looks like Tabby is all. I'm
So-
gonna hit continue next. Once I get in.
I'm not in y'all's group.
I see it. Bhavat's planet killer
there
is
we go.
here. Maybe it has a weakness that we
Alright,
haven't
we ready
found
for me?
yet. We need to run
Yes.
a scan. Go to the navigation beacon. That should be close enough for the scan, but far enough away to keep us safe until help
Here we go.
arrives.
This is one of the best cutscenes. I like this.
And it reset everything that I did to the action bars.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Turn off your auto firing, guys.
Well, especially the torpedo.
Well, at least for the Harpang.
Structural
report.
integrity holding, sir. We're shook up, but
Actually,
we'll be
since-
okay.
We're recording this.
Captain,
When I
there's
upload
an
it, I'll get the
unauthorized shuttle launch.
timestamps and send it.
It's Kavok. Hail coming in, sir. I'll put it on the main screen.
Stay where you are, Captain. I'll handle this.
Kavalk, turn that shuttle around.
This is
You'll
a
be
good
killed.
cutscene.
My life is of no consequence, but my honor. No, I must do this. Destroying this abomination is the only way to redeem myself. Farewell, Captain. Koi keles pu glod, koi puk be pu, yak o mat o je shu vui, se mat chu me u. Ma shu manag ich bak ko chu, ni pe yin ma jak wo ku. Van va hefech en sho teach tak, van pumadi pupare, ma shutak kuma me pu shuta, ma o.
I'm reading significant damage to the Doomsday machine, sir. But it's still active. Captain, we still have the Harpang torpedoes. They might be enough to finish the job. The machine's hull
He did
is
that
solid
big
neutronium,
sacrifice
so targeting it
for
won't
nothing.
help. We'll need to fly in
No,
front
he
of the
weakened it.
Doomsday machine and launch the torpedoes down that thing's throat. The fleet will be here to help distract it, but we need to be careful.
Very
If we're
similar.
in front of it when it fires its anti-proton beam, we
the
won't fare
TOS
any
episode.
better than that moon did.
All right. I'm going in.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
For first-time players, it's not uncommon to accidentally get blown up when the Doomsday device goes and fires off its frontal blast.
Yeah, the idea here is you want to let it shoot its thing,
Come
then
around
maneuver
and-
in front of it, and shoot your Harpang torpedo right down its gullet. Harping!
Finally a good hit.
He's at 73. Oh, no, get out of here.
Up, up!
Evasive maneuvers. Ooh, that was close. No, I don't want threat. Oh no, Tabby has threat. So if you want to play with your power bars, power settings in this mission, I would probably recommend going just full engines. Your shields don't matter, because if you get hit by the frontal, you're just gone.
Full, full frontal, oh my.
I mean, you know, I did say that.
Integrity below 50%.
Oh my. Oh. Get out of the blast range.
Evasive. Evasive.
Hull integrity below 75%.
G2-1, now head for the front. And you need to make sure you're in front when you launch the torpedo, or it won't go through the maw and then do its damage.
Oh, this is really dumb.
Are you doing a Kavalk?
Kinda. I'm surprised I survived.
trying to get back in front so I can get another blast. Oh, one of us got it.
Oh, I didn't get far.
And then she blows. Oh wait. Oh my.
Guess who didn't die?
Took out 2 of us.
Okay, I was gonna say make sure one of us respawns first and the other one waits because it might give us that
Commander
bug.
Burgess is patching a subspace signal through to
Invalid
us.
puppet.
The message is from Kronos, sir. Routing it to the main view screen now.
Captain, my name is Kamen. While the Empire realizes that you played a vital role in defeating a threat to both our worlds, I am afraid I must insist that you return the ship you stole immediately. I would not want to have to.
I was gonna name this one the
escalate
HMS
this into
Bounty
something that
2.
We will both regret. The battle is over. We do not need to begin another.
It might be best to do what he asks, Captain. The fleet's in no condition for a prolonged fight, sir. And honestly, there's not much about the Bird of Prey specifications that Starfleet intelligence doesn't know already. We did what we came here to do. Let the Klingons have their little victory, and the fleet can take you and your crew back to your
Yeah, that
ship.
sounds like a good plan.
The important thing is
I
that
don't
the
like this
Doomsday
Bird of Prey
machine was
anyway.
destroyed.
It's
I'm
not
sure
set up
Commander
right.
Burgess will want to congratulate you for a
Take us
job
out.
well done.
Enjoy.
Look, I'm back in my ship. Yay.
Kvolk's loss is unfortunate, but he did what he believed he
Here,
had to do.
you get
In the
a
end,
new
he
officer.
died with honor. Fortunately, you were able to destroy
And
the
you
Doomsday
could
Device
get the
and end the threat of
Harping
Bavat's
torpedo
weapons
launcher.
programs.
Kavok's
We
loss
probably
is
haven't seen the last
unfortunate,
of him,
but
but
he did what he
at least
believed
now
he had
he's
to
disarmed.
do. In the end, he
At least
died
as much
with
as
honor.
any Klingon, that is.
Fortunately, you were able to
And don't
destroy
worry
the
about
Doomsday
having to
Device
return
and
the
end the
IKS
threat
Targ
of
to the
Bavat's
Klingons.
weapons programs.
I don't believe that
We
there's
probably-
much about that class of bird
Oh,
of
he's
prey that
talking anyway.
Starfleet intelligence doesn't already know. If getting the ship back lets the Klingons think they won a small victory, I don't mind, and you shouldn't either. There are very few captains who can say they faced a threat like you did today and lived to tell the tale. Impressive work.
I don't know if the abilities on these officers are static or if they're randomized.
I've not seen anything great.
Oh no, my Boolean science officer candidate has has creative and luck and superior peak health.
Mine doesn't have luck.
I have basic luck. Now, here's something interesting. This Harping torpedo. This thing has a fairly large AoE to it, and as an early torpedo, it is a good one. Now, there are way better torpedoes in the game, but as you are leveling, if you don't have anything better to slot, this is a good one.
You've done well, and while there are still issues at the Klingon front, it's time to move to
All
a
right,
bigger.
so that is going to do it for
Come see
the
me at
run
Earth
through
Space
for
Dock.
today's episode. Episodes. We actually got through 2 of them.
Do we want to? This galaxy at large is just a cutscene
The breadcrumb. Yeah, that's true.
to finish up the mission.
I don't have it. I've already ran it. So if you have it, go for it.
I have it, and I'm heading to Earth Space Dock to talk to Admiral Quinn.
I believe it's just a, hey, good job. Here's your next mission.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all that is. That's why I was like, we can just finish up. This completes the story arc and tells you, hey, there's other problems going on out there. You're gonna have to. We're gonna need you for other stuff.
So I wrote this down here. So that's true. You're going to be sent on to investigate what's going on with the Romulans. However, there's still an active war going on. Like, we didn't stop the war in those 2 episodes, right? So I find it a little odd that you're in the midst of a war, our characters are involved, we just prevented endless war. And Admiral Quinn is still going to be like, no, you're going to go over here and do this other thing. We've got the war covered. Go deal with the Romulans.
Are you sure it's an all-out war, or it's more of a Cold War type situation?
In the path to 2409, it is an active war. However, again, with them removing the storylines that show that, it could be more of a Cold War, as you called it. That might explain things a little bit better, but it is still referred to as a war in some of the other arcs, and by the time we get to the Iconians, well, we'll get there. Regardless, I just think it's a little odd. Now, again, the original missions in the game showed you that the Romulans were influencing things to keep the war going and were possibly kind of the power behind Bivat. So in that case, it made sense for us to follow the breadcrumbs back to the Romulans. But without those missions now, it seems really odd that they're just like, yeah, go look over here for reasons.
All right, the galaxy at large.
You've done excellent work so far, so I want to expand the range of your mission profiles. There are trouble spots all over the galaxy. A good Starfleet captain never shies from engaging with trouble and trying to solve problems. Within the bounds of the Prime Directive, of course.
For you two, he's like, you've done an excellent work so far, so I want to expand the range of your mission profiles. There are trouble spots all over the galaxy. A good Starfleet captain never shies from engaging with trouble and trying to solve problems within the bounds of the Prime Directive. If I can't talk tonight. Hey, baby Spock. But yeah, so.
You'll find patrols at systems scattered
And
all across
here's where they talk about the patrols that are scattered all over the quadrant where enemy ships
trouble spots in other
are
parts
here.
of the galaxy.
I'm just going to read it. I'm going to mute game audio temporarily. All across the quadrant, where enemy ships or local problems need help. We also have trouble spots in other parts of the galaxy, such as Nimbus 3, Drozana Station, and the Defera system. Check into these kinds of trouble spots as time permits. And I think this is their way of go into the available missions. You can find the Nimbus 3, the stuff at Drozana Station, and Defera. There are, because that's where you get the brain missions that are now just in the available missions. That's where you get the stuff to go back in time at Drozana Station, and also the stuff for Nimbus 3. All good story arcs to check out.
Agreed.
And then here we start the next chapter.
Which we will pick up next week. That is also a breadcrumb. It's called Heading Out. But we'll do that next week. So Monday we're going to be doing Fun Night, probably on the KDF side, earning some marks for the fleet or leveling alts, as I will probably be doing. And then Thursday we'll be continuing our deep dive of these episodes. As always, thank you for being here, and I will see you out there.
Have fun, be safe, and don't set yourselves on fire.
Quick note for those that are in our KDF fleet, we have been making great progress. The fleet has unlocked the vulnerability locators at the spire and are closing in on completing the Tier 3 spire completely, not just the one branch. And the research lab is moving along quite nicely. So again, thanks for that. Stick around. We will be rating somebody. Live long and prosper, everybody. Computer, end program.